So apparently it's a bad thing at Port Royal that the Tusky 50 field is growing and absolutely stacked. We'll talk about that. Plus, the ASCS might need to become a boat racing series. The Hunt the Front Series Championship is going down to the wire and more. Let's go. It's Thursday, October 5th. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is Dirt Tracker Daily. Thanks to everybody who ordered some merch yesterday. Your Dirt Tracker gear was dropped at the post office this morning. If you want to still take advantage of the 30% off deal I have going right now, the promo code is still good. You can use code October at checkout to get a discount on everything happening right now over at shop.dirtracker.com, or you can click the link below in the video description. That will automatically populate that coupon code for you. There are still a few logo hats left, plus shirts, there's stickers, there's koozies, there's all kinds of stuff. And I pack and ship as quickly as I can, so hopefully within a few days of placing your order, you will have it in hand. If you'd like to support what I'm doing here in a free way, maybe you don't want to buy merch, you can just like this video and subscribe to the channel because that helps out as well. All right, on today's episode of Everyone is Mad About Everything All the Time, let me introduce you to Port Royal Speedway and the Tuscarora 50. The Tusky was supposed to be run about a month ago, but rain washed out most of that weekend, and then the finale was postponed until Thursday, October 5th. And hey, that's today. This rescheduled $60,000 to win Central Pennsylvania Crown Jewel then leads into the World of Outlaws weekend at Port that has been a pretty regular October stop now. As we've talked about a few times lately, there were some Outlaw teams that had one freebie left of their 4-race allotment for the year, and instead of using it on High Limit at Lernerville like we were effectively expecting, the Tusky rainout caused some of those teams to instead choose to use it for tonight. That list includes Tanner Holmes, Donnie Schatz, Brock Zierfoss, Spencer Baston, and Carson Macedo. You get to race for a little bit more money and get some laps in ahead of what are, points races for the Outlaws. Makes sense. The reschedule event has also now drawn in some other names, including Rico Abreu, Buddy Kofoid, Ryan Timms, Chase Randall, and drumroll please, Kyle Larson is expected to race tonight. But instead of elation from the local fans for having an absolutely stacked, high-paying show to watch on a Thursday night, there's a group that is furious that those other teams are being allowed to race. They are so mad, they've been so vocal that the track was literally forced to put out a statement about it, a quite lengthy statement that they shared on social media. The people that are upset, their argument is that this was an all-star and a local show, and anyone that was not there for that initial weekend shouldn't be allowed to compete. I certainly see their point, and I think if teams were promised that ahead of time, I can understand why maybe they'd be upset. But not allowing cars to race in a huge event sort of feels like it goes against everything that big-time dirt racing stands for. This isn't Donnie Schatz showing up to a 305 race to steal $1,500. Central PA views itself as maybe the top local 410 sprint car area in the country, and under no circumstances is a track like Port Royal going to turn cars away for their biggest race of the season. Especially when those cars are for big-name drivers who are going to draw more fans to the racetrack. This one definitely confuses me. This falls under the category of this is why we can't have nice things. Tonight's show at Port Royal, still All-Star sanctioned, but being a special format, it was not going to affect the All-Star Championship anyway. And then, like I said, Friday and Saturday at Port Royal flipped to Outlaw sanction, and this is the final Central PA weekend for the Outlaws in 2023. Anthony Macri swept this Outlaw weekend a year ago, while Tyler Courtney, Lance DeWeese, and Macri have won All-Star shows at Port Royal already this year. After Saturday, the Outlaws head west for a few weeks with upcoming stops in the Midwest at 81, Lakeside, and Devil's Bowl. Then it's back to Charlotte in early November to finish the season at World Finals. All signs at this moment are pointing towards a 5th straight Brad Sweet championship. He is not quite triple digits ahead of David Gravel right now, but he is triple digits ahead of Carson Macedo. So we're running out of chances for these guys to take some of those chunks out of him. On the late model side of things, the Lucas guys are off this weekend as we await the Dirt Track World Championship. That's where they will settle this Lucas chase for the championship. The Outlaw late models are headed for Brownstown on Friday and Fairbury on Saturday. Just a handful of weekends are left on the season. Bobby Pierce is taking a 146-point lead over Chris Madden into Friday's show. He's won 2 of the last 3 Outlaw races, and I think this could be a very good chance for him to extend, obviously, Fairbury, Brownstown in a part of the country that Bobby Pierce is very familiar with. Down in Georgia, the very first Hunt the Front Series champion will be crowned this weekend at Swainsboro. They've got $5,000 to win Friday and then $23,000 to win on Saturday. And that is on top of the Hunt the Front Series championship payout. Josh Putnam has that championship lead right now, but it's just 4 points over Joseph Joyner. Joyner was the points leader last time out at Talladega, but had some mechanical issues, so now it's Putnam kind of in control here. Will Harrington remains in the mix as well. He's just 30 points back, but he'll probably need those other guys to have trouble the next 2 nights to really get into this. And then on top of the title fight this weekend is also drawing some big names. Brandon Overton, Jimmy Owens, Chris Ferguson are among the list of guys who are expected to race this weekend as well. So if you head to Swainsboro, if you watch this one on Hunt the Front TV, you're going to get not only a championship battle, but also some national names competing in this one. In Arkansas, we were supposed to get the short track nationals for the ASCS National Tour competitors this weekend, but the track received just a little bit of rain, and they have been forced to postpone this weekend. And by a little bit of rain, I mean a lot of rain. Look at these pictures. Already 6 inches have fallen on the facility, and more is expected over the next couple of days. Texarkana 67 Speedway effectively flooded out, and I think unless Terry Maddox is going to ask his teams to add pontoons to their 360 sprint cars, I'd say this was probably a pretty good call. As I joked on Twitter yesterday, there will still be some race fans complaining, though, that they could have got this one in. With the issues, the short track nationals will now close out the 2023 ASCs, and that's going to happen October 20th and 21st. Next up for the ASCS is Devil's Bowl October 13th and 14th. We'll keep an eye on this championship battle here as well. Around Super Dirt Week, last night's 358 and Sportsman wins at Brewerton went to Matt Williamson and Zach Sabatka. All the focus through Sunday, though, will now be on Oswego. The Pro Stock and 358 main events are Saturday, and then Sportsman runs Sunday afternoon in advance of the Big Money 200 lapper for the Super Dirt Car Series. Full day of action starts today around 1 p.m. and then, racing basically just kind of continues through the weekend. Practice sessions, qualifying, heat races, a lot of stuff happening every single day. After Wednesday's practices that happened yesterday, it sounds like Stuart Friesen is good to go. Barring a massive change in track conditions, he told Dirt Track Digest that he feels pretty good in the car on the smooth surface. Keep an eye on the weather, though, the next several days. Mother Nature looks like she just might throw a wrench into the Super Dirt Week event ahead. The final race I want to point you to today is Saturday's Fall Nationals at Lawrenceburg Speedway. $20,000 to win for the USAC National Sprint Cars. Logan Seavey is the most recent series winner. That was following the non-wing sweep that he had at the Four Crown at Eldora. Just 3 races are left this year for the sprint car teams, and Justin Grant has stretched away from Brady Bacon for the championship. He's up by 66 points at the moment, and Grant has been on an absolute tear in the sprint car since July. He's got top 8 finishes in 15 of the last 16 series features, including 7 victories. He was also a winner at the Berg back on July 23rd, so he just might be the guy to watch this weekend. Sprint car season ends October 27th and 28th at Red Dirt Raceway in Oklahoma. No West Coast swing this year for the USAC National Sprint Cars. That's it for the daily this week. Hit up the streaming schedule at DIRTRACKR.com/watch tonight over the next few days to see what your viewing options are, and keep an eye on those websites and social media for weather updates. It does look like we could have some issues through the weekend. I think Super Dirt Week might not be the only event affected by rain. Hope you guys have a great Thursday out there. We'll see you right back here on Sunday.